me. I appreciate you being here with me. My name is Ajima, and this is my world. All right, guys. So I've been talking to you about a brother that is so cool. The brother just invited me on his channel. I had a great time on his channel. A subscriber had told me one day, maybe like a year ago, he said, Ajima, this subscriber, this YouTuber, big YouTuber that's in the Philippines, and he's so down to earth. I enjoy listening to his story, and he remind me of you. You gotta check out his channel. So I think my subscriber's name was either Frank Ellis or Man. And so when I started checking out this brother's channel, I was like, man, this brother is keeping it real. I gotta follow his him for a long time. Everything he said on his channel, he said, yo, he was keeping it real. He was. I know a lot of you were like, I was waiting to see him. He's here. He's here right now. So let me stop running my mouth and bring on Calvin Sunshine Shoulders. Okay, go. Okay, you go. Bro, how are you? Oh, I can't hear you. I think you're muted. Okay, let's see what's going on. No, man.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, got you. Hey, so
Okay.
thank you so much for being on here. I appreciate you. You're a really good brother, a stand-up brother, and I'm so proud, and it's an honor to meet you and stuff, and and be here on have.
Hey, I appreciate it, Ajima. And thanks for, I had you on my panel a couple of weeks ago, man, and they want you back. So we have to
Oh,
fit you in. Yeah, we have to fit you in, man.
oh no, thank you. I just like your last book, man. You just blew me away. Thirsty. And the way you were just coming at it, you was keeping it raw because I was thinking this like Colombia. There's like a lot of thirsty brothers, and it's so sad that's traveling to these countries and they're like so thirsty.
Yeah, well, see, we're not listening, man. We're bringing all those crazy habits from the West over here. You don't have to be thirsty. You're the prize over here. You're the catch. You're the diamond. You got a royal flush, man. We come over here. We got the royal flush. We're afraid to play it. It's the highest hand in the deck, by the way. The woman over here may have a pair of deuces, if anything. You sitting up there with a royal flush. But we bring all the stupid habits over here. We're putting the woman up on the pedestal the minute we meet her. They get pussy whipped over here, and it's out for, man. So I try to just share my experience, my boots on the ground experience with people. I mean, I know they're not going to listen. I'm just a regular guy like everybody else, but I do have some inside information, and I share it.
I like your term, boots on.
Well, it's just an old saying, man. It's an old military saying, and I like to. I attribute it. I mean, I brought it to my channel because there's a lot of guys who talk about the Philippines. They're not here, so I tell my viewers, I'm boots on the ground over here. I live here. Yeah, I'm not in Houston, Texas, or the Bronx talking about the Philippines.
Right.
I'm
That's
really here.
that's when you really got my attention when you kept saying this boots on the ground. And I was like, oh man, that's catchy. I'm here. You said I'm in the thick of it. So I like it when you started saying that. And you drew a connection with me, and I was like, "Yo, I like listening to this brother. He's keeping it real, and you really care. You can tell that you really care, and you're trying to help people. I'm the same way. I want brothers, and not just brothers, I want fellas to get out of the matrix and see other places. Cause it's like once you do it, it's just like you want to keep doing it and you want to get out of the matrix because I want to get out of the matrix. I definitely.
It opens up a whole lot of different options. A friend of mine told me a long time ago, he says, the earth is approximately 197 million square miles. And so I looked it up. Louisville, Kentucky is where I'm originally from. It's
Right.
334 square miles. That's all I was seeing out of 197 million. It was a wonder it was no wonder I was frustrated and, spinning my wheels over there. So the more you travel, you expand your horizon, you expand your options. And man, it's the best thing that I've ever did. Of course, I was in the Navy, so it wet my whistle.
Yeah.
But then once I got out and came over here, especially, I just
Well, you
found my
can.
niche.
Yeah, well, you can tell you're from the Navy and stuff. You can tell you can tell you're from the Navy. So we got a young brother and stuff too. I'm glad he came on. He's from England. His name is his channel is called Dejan the Review King. He's like 22-year-old, and he's always like
Oh,
talking to me. Yeah, he's always talking to me about Japan and the Philippines. Okay, so I'm
yeah.
glad that he came on, and he's saying, "You guys, how are you doing and stuff?"
Wow. Okay. He
So
says, "Yo, guys, how you doing?" Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm over here. I just came from, I'm building a guest house for my subscribers. So if anybody's watching here, if you're a subscriber, man, and you happen to pass through, if you're in the Philippines, you have to pass through St. Carlos City, you can stay 2 nights here free. You can eat whatever we eat. It's just my way of giving back. It's just my way of saying thank you because Ajima, without our viewers and subscribers, we're nothing.
right, right. No, I agree with you. And I wanted to say stuff too because I started falling in love with the Philippines when I lived in Ohio, and I met this young lady that I used to work with in a department store from the Philippines, and she was so classy. I was speechless every time I would see her. But once I spoke to her, she was so friendly. She was so educated. She was so nice. I was like, whoa, I got to go to the Philippines.
Yeah,
And she wanted to hook me up. She says, I know a lot of women that like black guys. And then she found out, like, you're married, right? And I was like, yeah. She goes, well, I'm not hooking you up with any of my friends. So she said, well, once you're divorced, then let me know. I'll do something. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, I'm agreeing with you. As a matter of fact, it's a lot better in person over here. Once Filipinos get to the West, they get westernized. Over
Right.
here, they're still innocent, and they don't really know a whole lot about Americans, especially not Black Americans. But that's
Right.
another reason why I made my channel. I try to educate people, cut through a lot of the myths about the Philippines. One is, the Filipinos like black men. I think that's the most stupid question that's going around on the internet. Filipinos are
Right.
black. The original
Yes.
Filipino is black.
Yes.
But I just want my life to show them that it's a myth. Absolutely. They're not so shallow like we are in the West. They're going to really judge you by your character over here. And that's the reason I'm here. If it was anything else, I wouldn't be here so long.
Right. No, I agree with you because I used to read a lot of stuff about the Philippines, and especially I would see guys from Europe and stuff saying that Filipinos really don't like black men; they're more into white men. And I was like, hold up. When I joined Filipino Cupid, like maybe 12 years ago, when I was separated, and I knew we weren't getting back together, and after I became friends with the Filipino, I had flood of women just sending me messages. And back then, nobody was asking me for money. People were just asking me to come and to meet them, spend a month with them, spend some time with them. Someone was just saying messages. I heard how you guys, black guys, are good in bed. I just want to spend some time. I was like, what? It was like, is it true? Is it true? I started getting a lot of messages like that. Young, old, like 18, up to like 50s. I was like, what is going on over there? But it was like being in a candy store. I was obsessed, and I met a lot of gorgeous young women.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But when a woman asks you for money, that's a good thing because then you could just delete her and go on to the next. But, you know, they're not scammers. People call them scammers, but they're really just beggars and panhandlers. But that's a
Right.
very small percentage of the women over here. Most of the women, if you take your time and you go through that dating site, because it's a minefield.
Yeah.
I compare it to a minefield. You're gonna touch on some of those profiles and they're gonna blow up on you. But if you get with a guide, somebody who's navigated that minefield before, they can help you get through there, get to the other side, find you a good woman because there's a lot of good women on there. But if you don't know what you're looking for, if you're just looking for a pretty face, you're gonna get taken, man. But the number one thing is don't ever send any money.
Yes.
I mean, it's a red flag. They just a real uh, Filipino won't ask you for money because there's something called an unspoken agreement. Okay, that means you're gonna uh, uphold your end of the bargain, which is you're gonna take care of everything because I don't have any money over here, and then I'm gonna take care of my end of the bargain, which is you. You
Right.
understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the unspoken agreement. They're never gonna. People say, "Oh well, my Filipino never asked me for money." She's not. It's an unspoken agreement. She's already agreed that when you touch ground over here, you're gonna get what's called the girlfriend experience, which from day one, the Filipinos gonna treat you like you've had an established relationship for years. I mean, everything from the
Hmm.
bedroom to the tape, to the tape, whatever it is, man, you're gonna be like, wow, it's gonna blow you away because you never experienced it before.
Right. Right. Yeah. I had met this college student one time because I kept meeting a lot of young ladies, and then I met a college student, and we talked for a long time. And that was one that I was kind of considering marrying. And then one time she said to me, well, I was telling my mother about you. She never told her mother about me for a while. And then she says, well, she was saying if you're serious, you would pay for my tuition. Then I was like, yo, I don't know about that. I know we're talking and stuff. I've never met you in person. She goes, well, I told her I didn't feel comfortable asking that. She goes, well, my sister's husband's from Australia, and he sent her to school, and they're happily married. That's okay. That's
I
someone
know.
entirely different. Okay, someone entirely different. So we can't you can't compare me to her. And so she
My,
goes, yeah,
my
she
brother,
I huh? Whoa, that looks good. That
oh,
looks
my brother.
good. Yeah, nice big. Oh yeah, and thank you, man, because I know it's like 8 o'clock there. You're having your breakfast. I feel
No, no,
bad. I
no,
appreciate you
don't
doing
worry about that, man. It's just that over here they're on a schedule. I mean,
it.
they eat
Yeah.
breakfast. Sometimes I gotta let her know I'm not hungry. Don't don't cook me.
Oh, let me see something else. Mike, the genre road. It's like it's new for them in a way that they want to experience new with our kind of style and race. Why is it like that in a way within the
Different
unspoken
stories.
agreement?
Well, the unspoken agreement. That's just uh, over here in the Philippines, they have clearly defined roles for the man and the woman. The man is the provider, the maintainer, the protector. It's not a blurry line like it is in America. In America,
Yeah.
you know, women act like men, and you don't know what your role is really. They
Right.
over there
Oh,
act like they don't. I heard a guy on my channel. He described it like this. He said, "In America, it's a threesome. It's the
mhm.
man, the woman, and the government. They know
Yes.
if
Yes.
he doesn't take care of the government is, so they don't appreciate the man. But over here in the Philippines, there is no threesome. There is no
No.
government to intervene and take care of the women. So that's why they
Yes.
value the man and his contribution." And I said, "Wow, uh, that makes a lot of sense, because I
Yes.
never even considered it like that."
I know. I heard one time. I heard a young lady who's like, she was probably like 20, 25 years younger than me that I was talking. She was from a good family. Her mother was a doctor, and I think her father was an engineer. She was gorgeous, gorgeous Filipino. And she said to me, we were talking about women in the United States, and she goes, "Listen, here in my country, the man is the head and the woman is the neck." And the way she was breaking everything down, I was like, "Wow!" I'm like so impressed with her thinking, their thinking, and I was like, "Man, I got to get over there, and I got to find me someone special over there."
Yeah,
So
just take your time, man. Just take your time because there's a lot of cultural differences over here, and that's what usually breaks breaks you up over here. Um, so it's a steep learning curve. It's a lot to learn over
it's
here, man. But one thing you want to do is two things you don't want to bring to the Philippines: a closed mind and a bad attitude. Because Filipinos, they're some of the most warmest and welcomest people on the planet. They genuinely welcome you here. Their hospitality is second to none. But you can mess it up thinking you're better than looking down on people over here. It's just not the
yes,
case. We got a
yes.
lot we can learn from Filipinos. But
No,
yeah, they
I
really want you here. And that's the reason I'm still here. They call me Sir Calvin over here. I mean,
That's
really,
good.
man. Every woman I've ever had over here treated me like a king, man.
That's what I love about traveling to other countries. They treat Americans well. When I was there, I've always been treated like a king um, by the people, and I'm like, man, I just got to make a plan to get out of the states. I mean, I want Philippines. I want it to be the Philippines, but like I said before, that long flight, man, I got to really
Yeah.
prepare myself for that. Oh, let me see. Deja wrote something else. Oh man, you living big, bro. With that food, that was a big plate she gave you. That was a
Yeah,
big
I gotta tell her. I gotta tell her though.
plate.
Sometimes it could be too much. And I'll be like,
And-
hey, I can't eat all of that.
right?
But you see, if I was in America, my woman wouldn't cook my food and bring me my plate. Really? I mean, that's unheard of over there. She might cook the food, but you gotta make your own plate.
Yeah, that's true.
Over
And
here, there's clearly defined. There's a line in the sand. I can't go in that kitchen and cook. I can't wash the clothes. I can't clean up the house. Those are her responsibilities. I can't look after the kids. Those are her responsibilities. I know my role. My role is to pay the bills, make sure food on the table, the electric's paid for, that sort of thing. It frees me up, man. I don't have a lot of this heavy burden hanging on my shoulders, and I'm not confused about why I'm here.
well, for those subscribers that do not know you, which would I wouldn't would be crazy, can you like tell us how you actually started on YouTube?
How I got started?
Yes, with your
Oh yeah,
YouTube
well, it was
channel.
during the pandemic. My channel is not even 2 years old yet. It'll be 2 years old in August. And I was stuck. I was stuck down in Zamboanga during the lockdown. The Philippines had one of the strictest COVID lockdowns on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And I got bored and I started feeling sorry for myself. And I look out the window and I see this little boy, he's about 3 or 4 years old. He's going door to door asking for food. And, the Philippines love music, and the guy's playing a lot of loud music next door. And it was John Denver. I don't know if you heard his song, Sunshine on My Shoulders Makes Me Happy.
Yeah, yeah. I know the
So
song.
I said,
I know the song.
I started Sunshine Shoulders just a way. I started the Facebook page first. It was just a way to give back to the Filipino community during the pandemic because, man, they were struggling over here. So I said, I'll just give away 1,000 pesos, which is it's less than $20 right now, every Friday. And I'll go from there. I was just doing it on my Facebook page. But then I said, well, why don't I make a YouTube page, to coincide with my Facebook page? I'll help newcomers, men and women who've never been to the Philippines before, but who are contemplating a trip here or to retire here. Maybe I'll just give them some of my information. And that's how it all started, man. And I had no idea that I'd be sitting here today with almost 36,000 subscribers.
Yes, yes,
Over
yes.
7 million views. I mean, it's really amazing to me, man. I'll never take it for granted because without them, there is no Sunshine Shoulders. There is no Ajimah's world.
Right,
And that's why I'm
right.
building the guest house. It's not a gimmick. This is really, I know I got guys coming over here because of me. So I said, okay, if you come over here, if you come by my house, you can spend a couple of nights because when you travel overseas, and you know this, Agymah, your pockets are on fire, man. You spend from the time you land to the time you go back home, you're spending. So guess what? I give your pockets a break over here for 2 days,
Wow.
2 nights.
Wow.
That gives you 2 more days that you'll have money to spend in paradise.
Wow, wow, wow. Yeah.
It's all about giving back. I operate on a principle, a universal principle, by the way, the law of compensation. When you help other people, help yourself. It's just as irrefutable as the law of gravity. If I take my cell phone, I throw it up in the air, what's going to happen?
It's going to fall.
That's right. Why? Because once it leaves my hand, the law of gravity takes over. Now, does it matter whether I understand physics or not? No, it doesn't. Does it matter who throws this phone up? Black, white, if you got a PhD, if you never went to school at all, if you got money, if you're living in abject poverty? No, because once it leaves my hand, the law takes over. It's the same way with the law of compensation. It doesn't matter what your motives are. It doesn't matter who you help. When you help other people, it's going to come back, usually from somewhere unexpected. And the universe usually rewards you 100 times, sometimes 1,000 times your sacrifice. And that's been my experience. I operate under that law. Some people, I do it consciously. Some people stumble upon it accidentally and they'll do it. But most of us don't do it, especially in the West. We're too selfish. We're individualists. I mean, it's individualism over there.
Right.
I got mine, you get yours. But I'm trying to teach people this principle of helping out. When you help other people, you help yourself, man. And it's been true. Because when I started out, my wife said, "You're going to go broke. There's no way you can sustain that." And I said, "Well, you'll see. You'll see."
Good, good. Wow, that's amazing. It sounds like you have a really good heart. I'm welcoming people into your home for a couple of days too.
It's not really my home. It's on my property.
On your
It's not
property.
my home. It's a separate house.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's a small studio because I don't attract goons. I attract good people.
Good
There's
energy.
people right in San Carlos City right today visiting me. I did a video. You haven't looked at my last video. I've interviewed the guy. He's an 87-year-old man, but you wouldn't believe it. He looks
Wow.
57.
Right.
He's a
Oh, good.
multi-millionaire. He's financially set. He enjoys financial freedom. He's debt free. He can go anywhere he wants. And hold on for a second. Hold on. Fine.
Hey, Dejan. Hey, Dejan, any questions that you want to ask Shoulders because he's here? I know you're really into Asian women, so Dejan, the time to ask some questions and stuff. I know he's always talking about Asian women. I know he wants to get out of England and travel, and I
Yeah.
want him to do that also for sure. And
At least he's starting young. At least he's starting young.
yes, I know. I wish I had because I got married at 21, and I wish I hadn't done it. But at least I have a great daughter from that. And then I turned around and got married 10 years later, a second time. But it all happens for a reason. So I was watching some of your videos. So this is I don't know if you want to go into this. Is your second marriage, second Filipino wife. Is that right? I remember. Was that video or first?
Yeah, I've been married twice, but only one Filipino wife.
Oh, okay.
We're still married. We're not divorced, but we're separated.
Right.
And we're only separated because she wanted to go back to America, and I wanted to stay here. That was the whole plan. The plan never was to come over here for 6 months, turn around and go back. And that's what she did, and I don't fault her for it. Okay. Coming from here, knowing her background, but it just never was the plan. The plan was to come over here, take a break from the rat race over there, because the United States is not going anywhere. She didn't realize that she's worried about her visa expiring. I said, look, as long as you're married to me, there's a visa over there for you. You don't have to worry about that. Okay?
Right.
He's asking a lot of questions.
Yeah, he got a lot of questions. How do you know if you find an Asian woman? And how did you get into the military?
Well, in America, it's easy. You pass the test, then you pass the physical, and you're in there. Now, how you know you got the right woman? Usually from day one. Filipinos, they're very attentive, and if they're into you, they're going to be ecstatic about meeting you. They're going to be over the moon excited to meet you. If they're not, that's a red flashing light. We've lost Ajima. But he says, what was your history with Asian women? I had no history with Asian women until I started coming to the Philippines. But like everybody else, I'm going to tell you what my version of an Asian woman was. It was, remember Catwoman, Eartha Kitt? I'm 58. So when I was little, we watched Batman and Robin. And she wasn't really Asian, but I thought she was. And that's what started my infatuation with Asian women. It was Eartha Kitt. And all you got to do is go on YouTube and look up those old Batman movies. Put in Eartha Kitt, Catwoman, and you'll see she was beautiful. She was sexy. And I became infatuated then. But you said that's awesome. Helping people is key to life, because if you help people, you will get something great in return. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's a principle. That's the law of compensation. Are you back? Yeah, you went out.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but believe it or not, I've got better internet over here than some of the guys in America.
A second time find someone, and I'm hoping this is I'm hoping it's gonna work out. Some of the best places is actually going to agree with that?
Well, there's certainly a large amount of women in the malls. The Filipinos, men and women, they look at the mall something totally different than what we do. They look at the mall as like a meeting place. A lot of them go there and have lunch, do some shopping. A lot of times, it's the free aircon because it's hot over here. But meeting a woman there is kind of hard because she's putting on a show. It's like going to church for us. They put on their Sunday best. Uh, but there's certainly a lot of women there to meet. The best way to meet a Filipino woman here is through an introduction. Okay, that's the best way, through an introduction.
So I
Men
know a lot.
are very shy. They're very shy. They're very bashful. So if you do approach them, you can't say, "Hey, baby, what's going on?" Like we do in America. You just simply go up and introduce yourself. Say, "Hey, I'm Calvin. How you doing? I'm new to the area. I just thought I'd come by and say hello. You know, if you know where I can get something good to eat, I'd like to try Filipino food or something like that, just to strike up a conversation and get it going. And then pretty soon you'll see she'll let you in where you can ask for the number or maybe ask for a date. They're not gonna shoot you down like in America. They will actually um, apologize if they don't like you. But they're not
Right,
gonna. You
right.
know, we're afraid to approach women over there because we know what's going to happen. They're going to try to embarrass you more than likely.
Come on, guys. This is ridiculous. Guys, can you hear me? I just lost the connection. I am so mad. This is all money for this. Now, Kevin was dropping a lot of knowledge, a lot of good knowledge. I hope he comes back in. I'm sure he'll like the routine. Thank you for joining us. Subscribe. Yes, we crashed, Dejan. I'm hoping he's gonna come back in. This is like so messed up. It was going so good. Dejan, this fellow is a good. You can talk. Right? I'm not even doing this. Oh, streams is okay. Come on, bring me back on. And that I definitely have married her, and um, try to focus on what she was doing, and just, but not that she didn't meet anyone else or anything like that. She just focused on her dreams and doing things that she wanted. But that one, man, I was crazy about her. You can see like a video I made of her, and she's like just like pictures of her. That's the one. I mean, like really, uh, and the lady had a lot going on, a lot to offer. And I wish we could have made it happen. And I hope one day I can go to the Philippines, at least meet her, see her. You know, um, it was. I didn't want to tell her that's a good friend. I could have probably married her also. My friend used to call her Beyond Beautiful. But when she started thinking about having babies and stuff, I was like, whoa, whoa, no, no, nothing, not for me. So that kind of like clicked in my head. This is another person that wants to have kids. She was like, okay, come on. Nah, I'm too old. I just want a young lady to spend time with and be married. I just want to spend quality time. She was like, I just want one. I'm gonna go with it. So we drifted, but we kept talking off and on, and we're like just good friends. And she's talking to someone in California, and sending me a message. Um, I hope he comes back. I hope he comes back to him. I like meeting brothers like that. I don't know if he knows that we got disconnected. I'm sure he knows by now. Let me see if I can send him a message. Guys, use me for. I apologize for this. These things happen. Yeah, John, I appreciate you. And I was saying, you kind of know right if a young lady into you, into your pockets, because like I said before, the young lady, someone who's just going to a club, going to a restaurant, that's what she wants to do. It's gonna be like into you that just wants to take a nice walk with you, just want to sit and watch TV with you, um, go shop, you know. So, yeah, I'm gonna longer and sunshine. Well, I really appreciate you. I'm gonna have to get you on here. I'm gonna have to get you on here next month. Oh, this is ridiculous. I can't hear. This.